The Strangers Prey at Night is a sequel we've all been waiting for since the first one came out about a decade ago, scaring us into not wanting to open the door for anybody anymore. Now the sequel is here to do just that for a younger generation. I will say the first one is a movie I do enjoy, but I can tell you, it ain't the best horror movie ever, but nonetheless it's quite enjoyable. This one on the other hand, let's just say there's only one redeeming scene that literally eclipses the rest of the movie. I would tell you not to even try to play this movie, but if you watch it on a stream or a Redbox, it's a total must-see. Yeah, no way I would dish out $10 on this. In some places, 10 plus. Anyway, so the movie, like its predecessor, focuses on a family being terrorized by, you guessed it, a group of strangers in a remote area. So you're here for the ending, so let's just waltz on into that. So after dumb decision after dumb decision, seriously, this family had several chances to kill the strangers but decided to make the playing field even for them. Anyways, after the parents are both killed, the two kids now have to try and find a way out and call the police. The older brother realizes that he has to keep taking care of his younger sister who is now injured, so he decides that this is just going to slow both of them down and tells her to just hide under a house and while he goes to find some help. On his own now he comes across a phone, only to realize it's disconnected. And then he has a showdown with one of the third strangers that we really don't get to see in this movie, and honestly I feel like it was a waste of character, Pinup Girl, who ultimately gets whacked in the head and stabbed multiple times, and I think she only had less than 5 minutes of screen time. So unbeknownst to the brother, Baghead is watching and is coming with an axe, and thus the classic scene in the movie starts with the two fighting to the sound of Eclipse My Heart, and one of the most, if not most generous, gorgeous color-corrected scenes in the film. Baghead ultimately stabs the brother and leaves him to die, but sometime later the sister returns to save him, because this is how this movie goes. She goes to find help and now comes across a police officer who was then killed by Dollface in one of the most weirdest scenes because how can he not hear her coming up behind him? The sister ends up shooting her with a shotgun though, and thus she dies and the whole audience is clapped. Then Baghead shows up trying to ram her with the truck, but noticing a gas leak, she ignites his truck. That doesn't stop this guy. He keeps on going as he's in flames, chasing her, ultimately leading her to stop a truck that does stop, and then it starts ramming it in, and once it sees Baghead is behind her, but she ultimately ends up managing to get into the bed of the truck, and she whacks him in the head with a bat, escaping. Sometime later, we see that she's at the hospital, and the brother is at the hospital as well, now recuperating, and as she's getting some water, she hears the Jack in the Box sound that Dollface would play for her right before she would basically spook her. And then the infamous knock the strangers do is at the door. So what the hell just happened? Is this real life or a dream? Is Strangers 3 on the way? Well, first of all, if you know anything about movies, then you know they are waiting to see how much bank they make before they decide to go in for the third one. And let me tell you, if this movie made enough bank, they are already filming that one, and it's good to go for 2020. But in a less cynical ending, let's talk about the reflection on trauma. The family went through some pretty traumatizing stuff, and the sister and brother lived through to tell it. The knock is more than likely no one of the strangers, but in fact a nurse or a doctor. But it's just having gone through all of that, they might never think of a knock the same ever again. And after this movie, I cannot think of Eclipse of the Heart ever again in the same way. Anyways, what did you think of the movie? Did you enjoy it or not? Was it worth the 10-year wait? Comment below and let me know. And don't forget to subscribe to Norbound for all things you love. Comment, share, and I'll see you next time. Stay positive.